2 per vine.
This is not just a watermelon field. It is a production line that begins long before the fruit ever touches the soil. Everything starts here, at the seed table. Each watermelon seed is identified, separated, and logged by variety. Crimson Sweet for size and flavor. Nova Seed 718 for seedless production. Pollen Pro 11 for one purpose only, pollination. Nothing is mixed. Because once the seeds move forward, there is no reset. Each watermelon seed is placed into its own cell, pressed to the exact depth, and lightly covered. Moisture is added as a fine mist. Enough to wake the seed, never enough to drown it. The trays move into a controlled room, where temperature, air, and time are held steady. This is where uniformity is born. If one seed lags behind, the entire field will show it months later. Days pass. Cotyledons open. The first true watermelon leaves appear. Roots turn white and circle the base of the plug. A silent signal that the seedlings are ready. Outside, the field is already prepared. Raised beds are shaped straight and high. A single drip line runs through the center of each bed. The only water these plants will ever receive. The beds are sealed with silver, black mulch. The silver reflects heat upward. The black blocks light below. Every planting hole is cut to the same size, at the same distance. This is not planting. This is layout. Seedlings are placed one by one. Roots covered. Stems upright. Water flows immediately beneath the soil, activating the system. In the seedless blocks, another step is added. Pollinator watermelon plants are inserted at fixed intervals. Without them, there will be no fruit. Only flowers that never set. As the vines grow, they are guided by hand. Turned gently. Laid flat. Directed so walkways remain open, and fruit zones stay clear. Then the field changes again. Yellow watermelon flowers open under the sun. Bees move between rows, from pollinator to seedless plant. Within days, fruit begins to form. Each new watermelon is tagged. A date. A reference. A countdown to harvest. Not every fruit stays. Misshapen ones are removed early. Only the right number is left on each vine, so sugar can concentrate instead of spreading thin. As the watermelons grow heavier, pads are placed underneath. No soil contact. No moisture damage. No scars on the rind. Weeks later, signs of maturity appear. Tendrils near the stem dry and turn brown. The underside of the fruit shifts to a creamy yellow. A deep, hollow sound answers when the rind is tapped. Harvest begins. Stems are cut clean, leaving a short handle. Each watermelon is lifted, never dragged, and placed into field crates. From this moment on, it is no longer a crop. It is raw material. Crates move out of the field and into the packing facility. The pace changes, but the control does not. Watermelons enter the line at low height, to avoid impact. Soft brushes remove dust and soil. Clean water flows away beneath the floor. A fine rinse follows, then air jets remove surface moisture, leaving the rind dry and ready. Next comes inspection. Cameras scan every surface as the fruit rotates. Cracks, deep scars, or damage trigger automatic rejection. Accepted fruit moves forward, rejected fruit never returns. Sizing comes next. Each watermelon is routed by diameter into its own lane. large, medium, small. Uniformity begins here. Weight is checked individually. Anything outside tolerance is diverted. Everything else is assigned to a lot. Cartons are formed. Liners placed. Watermelons loaded in precise patterns to prevent movement. Boxes are sealed and labeled. Pallets rise layer by layer. Wrap tight. Stabilized. Before shipping, the load rests in a cold room. Temperature equalized, respiration slowed. One final check remains. A sample watermelon is cut. The flesh is red and dense. Sugar is measured directly from the juice. The numbers confirm what the system already knew. The truck doors close. Cold air circulates. And the shipment leaves. What began as a single seed now moves as a finished product. Not by chance, not by tradition, but by design. This is how watermelons are grown at scale. Not in a field, but on a factory floor made of soil.
2 per vine. Here we see the V5 in action. The watermelon is rotated slowly, allowing the system to check for any surface defects.